Here's the exact workflow I use in Claude to automate 90% of my content creation on social media. Let's get right into it. Inside Claude, I'm using a feature called Co Work, and Co Work basically has the ability to control things on your computer. So it has the ability to open tabs, open different applications on your computer. So I'm going to show you exactly what I do inside Claude Co Work. So inside Co Work, I've built a skill, and I have done a video on this channel explaining what skills are, but basically built a skill that is responsible for generating content for me on a weekly basis, and it generates everything from my text posts to my reels. So if you see me posting lots of content on social media, it's just because I have a system that is automated that basically uses my voice, and I'm able to automate that process across multiple social media platforms. So inside Claude Cowork, you realize that I have all these different skills that I have created in here, but specifically the skill I use for creating my content is called my weekly content generator skill. So let me explain what's happening inside the skill. So this content creator skill is basically generating 28 pieces of content. That's like 4 pieces of content every day for 7 days, and it's basically producing content for my LinkedIn, it's producing content for my Instagram, it's producing content for my TikTok, my LinkedIn. Those are like the places I'm very active in, and also on YouTube as well, because I'm able to repurpose the reels for my YouTube shorts. And let me just show you how it works, and then I'll explain what a skill does into a lot more details. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna say that generate content for the coming week, okay? And when I do this, it's gonna ask me a few follow-up questions because I've actually fed into Claude what my goals are as a business, who my target audience is, and everything. So before it goes ahead and generates the content, it's gonna ask me a few follow-up questions to know what I really want to focus on in the coming week. Sometimes what I actually even do is I actually provide it results from my previous week. So for instance, like LinkedIn is where I'm active on a lot of the time. So what I do is I basically provide a content like what I did last week, the content I posted last week, I provided with like the impressions, the results, how I did. And then based on that, it would be able to know that, okay, like this particular post you had on LinkedIn had a lot of engagement. And so because of that, I think we should follow on that angle. And then it would go ahead and like generate the post for me. And what I do is I look at the post, I edit it to suit what I want to put out there. And then I basically just post it on social media. So let's see, this is actually working now in the background because it's generating 28 posts for me. It does take a while, but this is something that you can just set up and leave it to run, and then you can just always come back to it. Okay, so you can see that it's here. It's telling me here's what I recommend for the week of May 18th. It's saying that the primary pain points to lead with is I'll build this if only I could code. And it's telling me like the type of content to like focus on. It's telling me like who my audience is. So it's telling me based on the data I provided it from the previous week, it's telling me that I have a mix of 60% non-technical business leaders, 25% operators, and 15% of tutorial help builders. Okay, so it's telling me that these are the things I should emphasize on based on my offer. So if you don't know, like I do have like an AI community, so it's telling me that I should anchor in on those ones as my primary revenue offer for Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. It's also telling me that I should also talk about my LinkedIn learning course because it gives me authority, and I should focus on that on Tuesday and Thursday. And it's also telling me that I should also talk about the free AI readiness audit I have on my website as well. It's also telling me about like the secondary pain points that would be touched in the content. Is saying that the fact that people start paying SaaS apps without getting any return on investment, it's giving like case studies and everything. Okay, and so now it's asking me like, should they stick with this exact plan, or should we adjust, or should we pivot? I can go ahead and talk about like a specific client win or DM I've gotten this week, a new app I have shipped this week, maybe app 6, because I've shipped like 5 personal apps, and I do have other ones I'm actually building but I haven't really had time to like complete those ones. I don't really talk much about. Maybe a founding member milestone I want to call out, or anything from like the upcoming Order One meetup I have as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about, let's say, maybe I'll say no just because I'm doing a demo here, and let's see what it produces for me. So the content has finally been created now. So as you can see, I have 28 pieces of content, 4 pieces of content every day, and it's basically giving me like everything I need. So if I click on this and I scroll up, you can see that I have all the scripts I need. It has like the caption, the hashtags, everything I need to use basically is in here. And the good thing about this as well is that I can even like in my prompt to the scale, I can say something like, can you give me like a prompt for like the image to go with a caption, and it will do that as well for me. And all I would have to do is just copy the prompt, paste it into Claude Design. It will basically generate the image or the infographic to go along with the post. So this is basically what I do. And if you don't know what skills are or what skills in Claude mean, skills are basically reusable capabilities. So what happens is that you just define them once and then you can basically keep calling them at any given point in time. I do have like a video on this channel going deep into what skills are. I'm going to link it in this video so that you can go check it out. But then you can basically define a skill in Claude by coming to customize and then scrolling down to create new skills. And then you can come in here basically, and then you can either create a skill by asking Claude to create it for you, or writing the skill instructions yourself, or uploading the skill. Like you can get skills online. Like if you go to GitHub, a lot of skills are there. You can basically download that. Now let me talk about what's in this weekly content generator skill. So with this weekly content generator skill, you can see that I created it quite recently. Basically, just like every skill, what you have to do is you have to give it like instructions, okay? So you can give it instructions. So this is basically the markdown language. Let me expand on this a bit. Right, you can give it the markdown language. In here you can see that I have explained that it has to generate 4 pieces of content for every single day of the week, and I've talked about the fact that I want 2 LinkedIn posts plus 2 real scripts, and I have given it reference files. So I have created a painpoints.md file, which basically loads in all like the pain points that I'm targeting for my audience. And these pain points.md file is something that I keep updating based on the pain points I get from my customers, based on the pain points I get from speaking to clients, right? And then I upload them in here. I also have like the hookbank.md. So again, this basically has like all the hooks for all the posts that have done well, so that I can keep repeating the hooks as well. And I also have the weekly themes.md as well, and this is basically loaded when I'm sort of producing the content, so that it can actually like rotate across all the themes I have across 8 weeks. Okay, and then I also have like the real formats as well. So all these are like reference files that I actually reference, like the skill actually references and calls them at any given point in time, anytime I call the skill. Now, like I mentioned, if there's an image that has to go along with this, I just go into Claude Design and then I just paste in the prompt, and then that is it, guys. That is it. Like that is how I'm able to like stay consistent on social media. That is how I'm able to like automate 90% of my content using Claude and Claude Design. I've also created an infographic generator tool. I probably would go much into details in that in my next video. And in my next video as well, I'm going to show you how I also automate like my editing, how I'm able to get things edited using Claude as well. But that is it for today's video. If you're interested in like knowing how to also automate your content creation process using Claude, you'd want to join my community, because all these skills you see here, I drop them in my community as well. I'm going to leave the link to my community in the comment section below so that you can join. Also, if you're not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe. And I do have lots of videos, like I mentioned, on this channel catering to content creation, understanding Claude in general, N8N, all the good stuff. I'm going to leave all of them on the screen so that you can go watch them. But then as usual, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.